Smuggling drugs has always been a risky and dangerous activity. Many people over the years have become a victim of the drug trade in the hope of a massive return, without ever being caught. To do this, people get creative, and have figured out millions of different ways to try and sneak drugs into the country. However, border protection and customs are always working just as tirelessly to stop this from happening. These are the top 10 most creative ways people have tried to smuggle drugs. Number 10. Breast implants. In February 2016, German border officials arrested a Colombian woman at the Frankfurt airport, on her way back from Colombia. She was found to be carrying 1 kilogram of cocaine, hidden inside of her breast implants. The German officials found fresh scars below the woman's breasts, indicating she had recently undergone surgery to have the drugs implanted. Shortly after being arrested, she was sent to a local hospital, where doctors removed 2 500-gram packages from her breasts, each containing cocaine. The Colombian woman admitted to smuggling these drugs, citing that she was trying to provide for her 3 children back in Colombia. She said that the drugs were surgically implanted into her breasts by a Colombian doctor. German officials were shocked at this ingenious attempt of smuggling drugs. One spokesperson said, "This is the first case in Germany in which drugs have been smuggled in this fashion." The cocaine had an estimated street value of €200,000, and was bound to be transported to Spain through Germany. Number 9. Molded into a cast. In March 2009, a 66-year-old Chilean man was arrested at the Barcelona airport in Spain for attempting to smuggle cocaine. The man attempted to pass through customs, walking on a pair of crutches. He was then asked to do an X-ray, due to the presence of a cast on his broken leg. When Spanish authorities noticed discrepancies in the cast, it appeared that the cast wasn't made out of a dense material, like plaster, but rather a different type of material. The authorities performed a test to determine what material the cast was made of, and it turned positive for cocaine. Upon further inspection of the man's luggage, Spanish authorities found he was also carrying 6 beer cans that had cocaine inside of them. After arriving at the hospital, it was found that the man genuinely had a broken leg, and it is believed that he purposefully broke his leg so he could use the cast to smuggle drugs. He was found to be in possession of 11 pounds of cocaine, with an estimated street value of over $500,000. Number 8. Inside animals. In February 2006, the United States Drug Enforcement Agency arrested 22 Colombian nationals for attempting to smuggle heroin into the United States. Officials say that the men surgically implanted the drugs into puppies in hopes of evading detection. The men were able to bring over 20 kilograms into the United States by slitting open the puppies and inserting the drugs into their body cavities. Unfortunately, 3 puppies died from complications caused by the packages inserted into them. The estimated street value of the heroin was over $20 million. This method of concealment is similar to how smugglers use humans to smuggle drugs. Number 7. Using drones. Over the past decade, the use of recreational drones has skyrocketed. Because of this, smugglers have turned to use drones to transport drugs across borders, without the hassle of security. The use of drones in smuggling has become a problem along the southwest border between Mexico and the United States. The United States Department of Border Protection estimates that a large number of drones pass through the border, undetected every day, bringing in an unknown amount of contraband. In January 2018, a 25-year-old man was sentenced to 12 years in prison for flying a drone across the border between San Diego and Tijuana, Mexico. The drone was seized by United States Customs officials and contained 13 pounds of methamphetamine. Since then, there has also been over 500 other people prosecuted for illegally transporting narcotics through the border by drone. The maximum penalty for smuggling narcotics across the border in the United States is life imprisonment. Number 6. Inside a submarine. In September 2019, the United States Coast Guard and Colombian Naval captured a 40-foot-long submarine in the Pacific Ocean bound for American soil. The Coast Guard found the submarine to be carrying 12,000 pounds of cocaine, with a whopping estimated street value of $165 million. 4 Colombian citizens were on board during the seizure and were arrested. They have each been charged with 2 counts of possession of cocaine, with intent to distribute. This method of smuggling has become increasingly popular in the last few years. Submarines are extremely expensive, and are typically only used by top drug dealers working for cartels. In June 2018, the Coast Guard seized another submarine carrying 17,000 pounds of cocaine. Those are just 2 of the 14 drug smuggling vessels that have been intercepted in 2018. The 14 vessels that were intercepted held a combined total of 39,000 pounds of cocaine and 933 pounds of marijuana. They had a combined street value of over $569 million. Number 5. Inside different forms of art. In January 2017, the United States Customs and Border Protection Department intercepted a statue of a snail in the mail, which was destined for Ohio. Upon breaking the statue open, the officials discovered a plastic bag containing over 50 pounds of methamphetamine. The package was shipped from Mexico, and was labeled as Mexican stone crafts. The drugs had an estimated street value of $100,000. As of 2020, there has still been no arrests on this case. Drugs can also be hidden inside other forms of art, such as paintings. In March 2020, United States Customs and Border Protection officials discovered more drugs being smuggled through religious paintings. A crate full of 8 paintings was seized, and upon drilling into the picture frames, it was discovered they were filled with methamphetamine. Officials found a total of 9.2 pounds, distributed between the paintings, with an estimated street value of $16,000. Number 4. A burrito. In May 2016, Customs and Border Protection officers arrested a woman at the port of Nogales, Arizona. The officers brought the 23-year-old woman in for an inspection when she crossed the northern gate. During this inspection, the officers found a white substance wrapped in a tortilla, disguised as a burrito. It was later confirmed that the substance was meth, and the woman was arrested. The drugs weighed roughly a pound, and had an estimated street value of $3,000. Though this was a first, officers have seen a number of people who have tried to smuggle drugs in similar fashion. They are used to finding people with unusual hiding spots. Just the following day, officers arrested a 43-year-old Mexican national. He was referred for a vehicle inspection, where officers found nearly 24 pounds of cocaine and 10 pounds of meth hidden inside the trunk of his vehicle. The drugs had a combined estimated street value of $300,000. Number 3. In a Mr. Potato Head. Mr. Potato Head is a children's toy, made of a plastic potato, with additional plastic attaching body parts. Enjoyed by children all around the world, this toy can be lots of fun. Although, in October 2007, the toy was used in an attempt to smuggle drugs. It was sent in a package departing Ireland, heading to Australia. When scanning the package, Australian border officers were greeted with the smiling face of Mr. Potato Head. Once opened, the officers found almost 10.5 ounces of ecstasy wrapped in a plastic bag. The Australian Customs Service elevated the case to the federal police, but as the drugs were sent through the mail, no arrests were made. The Australian government is very strict on drug-related offences, and importing drugs carries a maximum penalty of life imprisonment. Number 2. Strapped to a pigeon. In May 2017, Kuwait officials, on their daily patrol of the border, apprehended a pigeon carrying large amounts of drugs, strapped to its back in a miniature backpack. The pigeon was found close to the Iraqi border. A total of 178 pills containing ketamine were found on the pigeon. Ketamine is an anesthetic that is also commonly used as an illegal party drug. Customs officials had received information beforehand, indicating that pigeons were being used to smuggle drugs, but this was the first time that officials had caught the bird in the act. Although this may have been the first time Iraqi officials found pigeons carrying narcotics, this isn't the first time an incident like this has been reported. In 2017, guards at a Brazilian prison found a pigeon carrying a mobile phone. Since Roman times, pigeons have been used to carry messages and other small objects. Pigeons have natural homing abilities, making them a prime method to quickly relay information or transport small objects for up to hundreds of kilometers. Number 1. Inside of a fruit. It seems that hiding drugs inside fruits is a common theme among drug smugglers. In April 2017, 9 people were arrested for smuggling drugs concealed inside fresh pineapples. In a joint task force involving Portuguese and Spanish police, a drug shipping operation based out of Portugal was halted. The drug smugglers were emptying out fresh pineapples and filling them with plastic bags containing cocaine. It was believed that the smugglers had been using this method for months, which was undetected by Spanish authorities. At the time of the catch, over 1,000 pineapples containing 745 kilograms of cocaine were seized. The drugs had an estimated street value of a whopping $22.4 million. After this case made national headlines, Spanish authorities began to intercept copycat shipments, using the same packaging methods.